Georgie Boy, like his music, this man is infectious. Too Cold Scorpio just wants to bring the fun to the ring.
His opponent isn't fooled by this. Jeff Gaylord knows that Segment Cold is just that. Too cold, he's hungry to prove his worth, just as his opponent is. Usually coming out with his partner, Marcus Bagwell. I wonder if Scorpio wanted to prove to himself he can do it all alone.
Well, isn't that commendable, Mr. Thornton, not wanting to rely on his partner to get the job done?
Commendable, yes. But do you think sometimes tag team wrestlers tend to rely on their partner too much, not being able to bear the weight of single matches on their shoulders?
I could say decent about men with managers. Georgie Boy, I think this man will prove me wrong tonight. Let's take it down to the ring announcer, Mr. Graham Motana, for the introductions for this first match.
Your first match is scheduled for one fall and is for a 5-minute time limit. Firstly, from Kansas City, Missouri, weighing at 266 pounds, Jeff Gaylord. And his opponent from Denver, Colorado, weighing at 245 pounds, Too Cold Scorpio.
That fun and games shouldn't be at the forefront of Scorpio's mind, Mark. This Gaylord has won lots of championships in the regional promotions of the North Americas, so he quads his way around a ring.
Both men with a myriad of reversals. If this match stays this evenly matched, we'll be here all night. A final reversal from Scorpio. Will this lead to a flurry from the man of Denver? And Gigi Boy, look at this flurry of punches from Too Cold, and finishing off with a flashy punch.
Let's hope that pomposity from Scorpio doesn't overcrowd this match and overshadow his ability. Both of these men are terrific athletes. Like that. See? Now Scorpio's getting it. I like this technical work, using his brain. A heavier man needs all the strength in his legs to perform anything. Taking that away from him is one of the greatest strategies. With a quick pin exit and Scorpio now working on Gaylord's stamina there. Following up with a straight kick to the gut, then dodging Jeff's advane and with a big club to the back. What great wherewithal from Too Cold Scorpio.
A big Irish whip to the ropes and coming off right into 2 feet to the face. What a great drop kick. This Scorpio, Georgie Boy, has such spring in his legs. He can fly with the best of them, creating moves so innovative, just like the split-legged body splash there. It's truly breathtaking.
With all this punishment, it makes it harder and harder to escape all these quick pins from Scorpio. Gaylord will have to come up with something soon. Otherwise it'll be curtains, Mark. Curtains. No. Counter after counter. These men just don't stop. Look at the grace of that spinning heel kick, getting Gaylord right on the forehead. It's truly amazing, Mark.
I cannot disagree. Georgie Boy, if all wrestlers were this proficient at as much as Too Cold is, then there would be no champions.
Wait a minute! Mark what Scorpio's setting up for here on the top turnbuckle. Whoa! Look at that. Like a firework gracefully dropping and exploding. What a move from Scorpio.
Yes, Mr. Thornton. That gave him the win. Let's take a look at all these magnificent moves done in this match.
Too Cold Scorpio mixed acrobatics with his prolific strikes to get the win. Look at all these moves.
I think Gaylord should definitely take a few days off to get over this overwhelming defeat. I would say that Too Cold Scorpio really decked him. Wouldn't you, Georgie Boy?
Your winner is Too Cold Scorpio.
If I don't say so myself, Mr. Scorpio is most definitely a superstar to look out for. Whether it's for a singles title or a tag team title with Bagwell, this Scorpio is dangerous.
What a match that was, Georgie Boy. Talking of competitors, momentarily, we have a part of the NWO coming to the ring.
Yes, Mark. I wonder what Nash and Hall have to say. As we hear their music playing, let's take it down to the ring.
the outsiders in the house. But we got something to say, apparently, listen, Scott. We ended those ill-sinned boys and sent them back to Samoa or where year they came from.
What, Big Kev Beefaroo? Get to business. Let's run the survey, and survey says, another one for the good guys.
And what we want, we are going to get. Isn't that right, Scott? We want those All-Star Championship Wrestling Heritage Tag Team titles.
Yo, Chico, the outsiders always get what they want. Because when you're NWO for life.
They say, the Steiner brothers have to watch out. They have not just these two, but the NWO behind them.
I'm sure Rick and Scott Steiner can hold their own, Mr. Thornton. Whenever that match happens, it's be a blockbuster affair.
Yes, it will. Let's get down to the next match as the outsiders make their way back through the curtain. Coming down the rampway now is a very dangerous team, sons of the wrestler known as Haku, or Meng, two Tongan brothers. They made their name in New Japan Pro Wrestling in the early 2010s. On the right we have Tangaloa, and on the left you have Tama Tonga. Matches like this, with talent of this caliber, mark some matches are there to just behold. These two have won championships in and around the North American independents, and also they were able to capture the World Wrestling Entertainment World Tag Team titles one time. So they are some fabulous accolades.
You're not wrong there, Georgie boy, but you can't discount their opponents either. The Ascension, who are momentarily coming down to the ring, won World Wrestling Entertainment's NXT World Tag Team title, which they held for just over a year, which is no mean feat, but they never got those WWE World Tag Team titles, but did defeat a former Tar Team Championship holding team.
Sure, they look mean, but can these two outmean the sons of Haku, who was one of the most devastating wrestlers of the 80s and 90s? Haku, or as some knew him, Meng, had some legendary stories passed down in time. They are his peers.
Still, Mr. Thornton, this here is a top-level team. Both of these men could hold themselves pretty well against anyone. I mean, Brian O'Connor stands at 6.5 feet in well belt, and standing at 6'3", hosting all the lean muscle is Rick Victor. They are no slouches. They actually outweigh the Gorillas of Our Destiny by around 50 pounds.
Yes, Mark, that is all well and good, and these 2-0 look like $1 million. But the Gorillas of Destiny are the sons, well-adopted sons of Meng. That still wins it for me. And they spent all that time in the Indies. They are well seasoned.
No bias then, Georgie boy? Let's go down to your ring announcer for the wrestlers' introductions.
The next match is set for one fall, and with a 15-minute time limit. Firstly, from Nuru Tonga, at a combined weight of 417 pounds. Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, the Gorillas of Destiny, and their opponents, representing the Judgment Day, at a combined weight of 485 pounds. Rick Victor and Brian O'Connor, the Ascension.
Again, if you look back, Victor spent time wrestling in the Hart family business down at Stampede, being trained by Ross and Bruce Hart. With that wealth of knowledge, that sure is great credibility. As for O'Brien, he spent a year learning in World Wrestling Entertainment, many developmental territories like Ojai Valley and Florida Championship, learning under greats like Danny Davis and Jim Cornette.
Since the bell rung, Mark, this match has been fast-paced, and neither team has really been able to get any upper hand. There is too much to play for in this human game of chess. Surely for the winner, they'll be seeing either a pure Tag Team Championship or World Tag Team Championship competition after this match. Tonga is at the top of his game. Look at the quick flip.
Not quick enough, mate. He got tackled by O'Connor. Ooh, sorry, I meant Rick Victor. Both teams come in with such ferocity, it's really hard to pick a winner. As you alluded to a minute ago, this human game of chess is going to be a great game. I'm glad we are here to view it.
An emphatic message sent to his opponent there formed Tama Tonga with that jumping STO, then the quick tag.
Loa taking on the rings from his brother. Referee stop this, gets Sikoa the apron and stop him removing the turnbuckle pad. This Tongan team are mean enough without the aid of their Samoan brethren.
After that whip-eye to the neutral corner, Victor has to try and escape this predicament before the troll worsens, as being is stuck in a corner with a determined Tongan may leave you on the wrong end of a beating.
Reversing that attack and coming out of the corner now. This here is the biggest opening for Victor, and he comes out with a full body slam, now going to get the partner in to continue the devastation.
Did you hear that snap mark from that running European uppercut? That sound reverberated all over the auditorium. That was a stupid move by Tonga, trying to get the upper hand on the illegal partner, and he paid for it with a shoulder block to the breadbasket. That is a case of one's ego getting the better of one. In a tag team match, you and your partner should try and stay single-minded, working on the legal opponent. The team shouldn't deviate too much, keeping the illegal partner out of the way, unless that participant starts reeking the rules and comes in.
What strength from O'Connor, literally grabbing the man by the throat and displacing him to the other side of the ring. 220 pounds isn't a lightweight to suckle up and throw. Wow, this pair are sensing really tough. Both men keep fighting back.
Now, with a good tag team move, Tonga and Loa are working on the stronger man's ribs to limit the flow of air travelling through his body.
This is something that Dudley Boys trained both of these Tongan brothers to try and keep one man away from his partner, tie him down, and keep hitting move after move so they may brain a win. This match has been quite evenly fought. Both teams have shown promise.
That tremendous power slam. Loa grabs a pin with the lateral press, and he gets a near 3 count. Just a little bit longer with the wearing down, and these siblings from the Pacific Islands will notch another win in the whinnying column.
How Kwak from Loa there, catching his foot and spinning him around for a little pirouette, and that O'Connor, thinking he has the upper hand, tries for a springboard attack, but hits the mat. Another exchange from the Tongan brothers, and let's see what Tama Tonga can have done to O'Connor.
Trying to control Tonga's arm, but gets a punch right square in the mouth. That didn't work for Brian Tonga, but shoving her a forearm right back into O'Connor's face for his retribution. And taking quick advantage, jumps up and drops his opponent face first. That's got to be the end mark. Great save by Rick Victor, but the referee should have admonished him and left the two legal competitors in the ring to fight it out between them. But I know what it's like in the heat of the battle, Mark. You have to pick your times, and that might have been it, if he hadn't gone in and stopped the pin.
Did you hear the smack? What a running tackle from Loa there. Quite everyone, including O'Connor, off guard. It's about time to get Victor in, O'Connor. You don't want to be breathing any heavier than you need to. Time's best for a rest, my good fellow. What a waistlock takedown, showing his use of the fundamentals of wrestling. Let's see if he can keep his man down for the win now.
Look at these backhand strikes. Shazef Sting. Loa was a big Sting fan as a child, no doubt. Oh, that's just... This is what I was hinting at earlier, Mark. I wonder if Tonga or Loa are as mean as their father. That was a move right out of their father's playbook, showing their dominance, although very simple. Raking the back truly hurts. A disorientated O'Connor turns into what looks like acid. Out-reverse pile driver. Shades of a fellow Pacific Hillsnayer in Fatu, showing you that the Samoans and the Tongans aren't that far removed from each other.
What a flying pancake splash, the referee gets to the 3 count. What a win from the Gorillas of Destiny. Looking back at the highlights for this match, Georgie boy, it looks like the Ascension took a lot of the punishment, which they did.
Yes, Mark. O'Connor was often drilled with plenty of DDTs and pile drivers. I don't really know how he lasted as LNG as he did. That toughness goes far beyond great conditioning. But well done to the Gerillas of Destiny. Let's get the official winner from our ring man.
Your winners, representing the Bloodline, the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga
All
and
the money,
Nagaloa.
Georgie boy. These two might just be the most ferocious tag team in All-Star Pro Wrestling. Well, at least in Monday nights.
I ain't the lady to mess with.
At the sound of the song, we hear those ominous words that this lady isn't one to mess with, and I can't disagree with that. Here comes Victoria.
Victoria, in her lengthy career, has won championships in 2 major American companies, that being World Wrestling Entertainment and Total Non-Stop Action Impact Wrestling. So marked with those credentials, she definitely isn't a lady to mess with.
Women wrestlers talk about a women's revolution. Well, this woman, along with her peers, were the real women's revolution. They were given great matches before it was well acclaimed. You can even put her opponent in this original women's revolution. Talking of her opponent, here comes Tori. Although never really pushed as a champion at all, she had major feuds. Who's forget her debut in World Wrestling Entertainment, being Sable's superfan, which actually mirrored Victoria's death. In the same company, being Mickie James' superfan.
So, are you saying in essence, Mark, that this is a battle of the superfans? And mate, in Tui rundown of all their accolades, you are forgetting once championship she won, which was one that the 90s most prevalent women's wrestling promotions, the LPWA, or Ladies Pro Wrestling Alliance.
This match is scheduled for one fall and with a 10-minute time limit. Firstly, from Los Angeles, California, Victoria, and her opponent from Portland, Oregon, Tori.
I think she actually defeated former WWE Women's Champions Judy Martin and Leilani Kai to capture championship that belt, so Tori, Mark, is no pushover.
But Georgie boy, when Victoria is in the ring, you know things are going to get out of hand. Victoria has been known to be a little unhinged, as the IDs these days say. She can really throw it down.
Showing how clean she is at the wrestling game, Tori, with a fantastic jackknife pin for the one. But quick and often pins like that, as we always say, tend to be there to drain an opponent's stamina, which may stop them kicking out so often later on in the match. From the collar and elbow tie-up, Tori grabs the arm and twists for the arm wrench that sends Victoria down. What power exuded there from Tori.
Both ladies back into the clinch. This time, Victoria escapes with the hold of Tori's arm in her own arm twist. And looking at her wrenching on her opponent's arm, turnabout is fair play for Victoria, attacking with an uppercut to the tricep, then going for another twist.
This move, Mark, while fundamental, it really pulls at the ligament in the shoulder in 2 points once the wrestler who's doing it twists the arm, and then again once the arm is wrenched from the standing position.
Both these ladies with the seamless transitions from the arm wrench. That last arm drag from Victoria, the shades of Ricky Steamboater or Brad Armstrong.
That was a regular misstep by Victoria, taking too long to gloat to the fans. Tori was able to grab her with a rear waistlock, but countering out of that with a snapmare takeover and resting on a chin lock.
Earlier you said, Georgie boy, that Victoria isn't a lady to mess with. That is showing it. While in the chin lock, to add insult to injury, she buries a bionic-style elbow to the scapula, that area between both shoulder blades. That is going to send reverberations down the spine.
Transitioning to an armbar, can Tori get out of this? She's being controlled by Victoria. Looking at this, now driving elbows into the elbow joint. That is just dreadfully mean. And again, dragging her away. Both women back to a vertical base, but quickly Tori dashes and clotheslines Victoria. Both with women can become quite explosive with their offense. Look at the power. Tori setting Victoria up for a power slam, it looks like.
But Georgie boy, Victoria able to scale over the shoulders and hit the DDT for a quick one, count from the referee.
Both women are veterans, and Tori showing that they're scaling out of the ring to catch her breath, trying to catch Victoria unaware with a double axe handle sledge from the top rope, but gets caught. What power from Victoria, drilling her with a backbreaker. Victoria with the pin and a near fall 2.5 count. Tori has to do some serious clawing back soon, or else.
I have 2 hands full of the precious golden locks. The referee should be counting her. Look at the power again. Just muscling her up. That is going to send reverberations up the spine instead of down the spine. Poor Tori's back will be aching tomorrow. And here we go, a second time.
Very wise here from Victoria as the back has been worked on. Now she's going for the limbs, taking the base of power from her opponent. I hope there's going to be something left of Tori after this. She's being dominated. Talking of which, nice work from Victoria again. A deadlift vertical suplex. Now trying to wake her opponent up to try and get some fight from her.
Is that wise, Georgie boy? We've seen the devastation that Tori can bring in the past. Shan't Victoria just try and end the match emphatically?
That's what I'd do, yes. But look at Victoria gloating to all her fans. This is going to lead to something, I hope. All this work she's put in.
This Californian girl showing all her power, carrying Tori right to the middle of the ring and repeatedly dropping her opponent on her knee with 2 stiff back breakers. And now for the pin. 1, 2. No, not quite.
On the follow-up now, slowing the momentum down, off the collar and elbow, Victoria drags Tori to the ropes and slingshots her right back down to the mat. I think she's starting to get lost in the frustration here. Look at the look at Victoria's face.
In full control, Victoria has hold of Tori's arm and is putting on an armor submission. Will Tori give up for this immense pain? She is able to take the pain Tori escapes.
Trying for an Irish whip to the ropes, but Victoria, being the fresher competitor, is able to counter and reverse, sending Tori into the turnbuckle, following her in, burying the shoulder to her gut, then maliciously choking her with her shin. Following up with a cover, and as the referee jumps into position, she gets only a 1 count. Victoria feeling like she has this match in the bag, but
5
Crowley
minutes
is able
remaining.
to ut her off and tries to drag her opponent, but gets herself cut off with some deeply set elbows to the gut.
These women are so quick to reverse. Reversal, A for reversal. Tori was able to drop Victoria with a jumping face plant. What a move. That's going to stop her in her tracks.
And quickly following up with her inverted powerbomb. Talk about a move to finish things. After that sudden burst of moves, trying to finish her opponent and catch her off guard. Tori quickly goes for a pin as the referee crawls into the count. 1, 2, and a kick out. That's heartbreaking for Tori.
Her veteran instincts pouring through, keeping on the pressure with that inverted head scissor take over, and rolling up Victoria and raining down punches, trying to incapacitate her opponent.
Now showing her strength, a deadlift, then
4
taking
minutes
her up
remaining.
into the military press slam. Look at her walking around in it. This is true strength.
What's Tori setting up for next? Reversing out of that, Victoria kicks up, meets Tori climbing the top turnbuckle in the corner with some gut punches and grabbing her for a slam. Look at the elevation there. That is going to hurt tomorrow morning. Yes, I know what you're going to say, Georgie boy.
This is
Not ballet, yes I know. These competitors put their bodies on the line every night, but Tori has been dealt some serious punishment on her back, Georgie boy.
Yes, mate. Both these competitors know what they are getting themselves into. They know the risks of every move they take. They deal with their repercussions.
Like from that backbreaker, what strength again from Vittoria, a near 2 count. Will this math ever end? This is very unlike Victoria. Climbing the turnbuckle, launching herself off and catching a splash to the back of Tori.
3 minutes remaining.
The clock is ticking down on these two. As we just heard, 3 minutes are left. They have been going at each other tooth and nail. Both ladies showing their strength at different times. It's been a very even contest.
Talking of which, Georgie boy, Victoria seems to be asserting her power and control, repeatedly bashing the back of Tori's head on the mat. This is a move that releases all the pent-up frustrations.
Look at how evenly matched these two are. Both with the reversals after each other. After the whip to the ropes, Tori lands a big power slam.
Oh my, yet another rehearsal from Victoria. Tori rolling to the top, neutral turnbuckle, pulling herself up slowly. The Californian is setting up for maybe her big move. Yes, here it comes, the Widow's Peak.
Dropping her opponent into neck breaker. Could this be the very end? As the referee gets in at the pin count. 1,
2 minutes remaining.
2, 3. Yes, Victoria has done it, and just on the 2-minute barrier.
Yes, mate, Victoria has done it. Let's take a look back at this match with the highlights. What a hard-fought win from Victoria. There were times that Tori could have peeled it out of the bag, but well done, Victoria.
As we have both said, both Tori and Victoria show their strengths of being strong women, with all the power moves they performed on each other. Lots of powering up from a deadlift. Both these women spend so much time in the gym, and by that we see.
Yes, they both take pride in the physiques and have been in the busyness for a number of years and have finally tuned their wrestling mechanics. As we saw, it was a challenge for either to come out on top. Well done to both ladies for a great match.
Yes, Mark. Tori took a great deal of beating on that back, as you kept alluding to. Not only the back, though the neck and the legs. Victoria won.
And your winner,
used
Victoria.
every twisted tactic. As you saw, she performed her move and cleanly got the win. Well done, Miss Victoria. What a win over Dame Tori.
No, Mark. There can't be any arguments on who won this match. Victoria got the 3 count fair and square. Well, Mark, we still have this matches to come. We'll see the mighty giant from Nigeria, Omos, in action, and our main event of the evening, one half of the Pure Tag Team Champions, the Kings of Wrestling, in Claudio Castagnoli, in action against the ever-dangerous Sean Spears. That will be a great match.
But as you hear behind me the thumping music of the second city saint, CM Punk, what's he doing out here?
What's he declaring? He had a great showing last night at Clash at the Castle against Seth Rollins. What does he have to say?
Well, we're here again. Well, at least I'm here
Punk
again.
showing his brashness
So much
here.
for our Rollins, huh?
But Georgie boy, we and the
I
fans
hope
know
last
that he
night
has the
proved to you,
cojones
Seth Rollins, that
to
I am a
back
better
all
man
this
and that
up
I belong
fully.
with you in this business.
I can't
This
argue
silly
with
feud
that,
we
Mark.
have, well,
At least
you
he can admit his
orchestrated
faults.
just because when we were
Do you
both
think
younger
Rollins
is
admit
great.
to his professional
Disillusioned
jealousy
and
as
left
well?
and went. Somewhere
We'll see
else
about
and created
that, Mr.
magic, and then
Thornton.
came back to
Seth
WWE,
was the one
where you
whose
were and had stayed.
ego broke up
All
the
that
Shield
pity
when
jealousy
John
that
Moxley
you
of
had.
AEW
I hope that
fame
it
was
is
in
gone
WWE,
now.
and they were
No
teamed
matter the
with Roman
competitor
Reigns
or
and
the
then
championship,
Dean
I'm
Ambrose.
soon to be
You'll
the
have to see
biggest
where
and best
Rollins'
king here.
mental state
You all should be
lies in
wary of
this.
CM Punk.
That was an emphatic statement of CM Punk's confidence, Mark. But he can definitely back it up.
And I welcome it, for Punk to be holding up one or other of All-Star Championship Wrestling's belts.
Some people dream of being tall. This man lives it, Mark. This man stands at just shy 7.5 feet tall. His opponents are in for a tall order here.
You are right, there aren't many extremely tall beings in the world of wrestling, but seeing Omos in the flesh, you're seeing is believing. No need to dream. The reality is here, and at over 400 pounds, this Nigerian is going to be hard to knock down. What great camera work by our team at ASCW here. Omos looks beyond domineering. The average man looks like a child when put in the ring, opposed with the Nigerian phenom.
Not to mention, old chap, that he carries a certain confidence alongside all the anger and maliciousness he exudes. At times it's hard to stop him. You just have to let him have his way with you. Trust me, I've faced men of his stature, or at least near his stature, and the best thing to do sometimes is play dead and hope he misses you. From just a simple throw from a man with his base and strength, aided with his limb length, when you get thrown, you surely get thrown.
I can bet that here is no turning back from a man of that explosive power at all.
No, not at all, Mark. But if there is mate, either of the two men in this next team will be able to do so with speed and technique that they both possesses.
This man, Georgie boy, thinks himself so highly, but will that brashness turn into confidence, or will that brashness become conceit and help his team to lose? How were you in your day able to keep your conceit in check, Mark?
Whoa! Mark, calm down. I was never conceited. Every wrestler has to have the belief in themselves that they are worthy to perform. Otherwise, why are you doing anything? To beat the best you have or believe, you are the best. Look at champions like Ric Flair, Kurt Hennig, Rick Rude, Tully Blanchard, the list goes on. They only got where they went by self-belief and drive. I commend this man.
So, what do you have to say about this man then, Mr. Thornton? Are you going to be so warm to him?
He's all right, I guess.
All right, only all right, Georgie boy. I would say, mate, that this man is better than all right for all he has overcome.
What's he overcome that anyone hasn't overcome?
Well, to come back from the betrayal of his father. Don't you think that's a thing, Georgie boy?
Betrayal? Oh, you mean when his brother took the moniker of his father instead of him? That's more about being in the right place, at the right time. That's not betrayal, Mark.
This special one on the handicap Australian tag team match is set for one fall and has a 5-minute time limit. Firstly from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing over 400 pounds and standing at 7 foot 4 inches, Omos. And his opponents at a combined weight of 182.25 kilograms, firstly from Kyoto, Japan, Chosen. And his partner from Jalisco, Mexico, Hector Flores.
It's go time, and let's see if these two light heavyweights can put up any type of a fight against this monster that stands in front of them. Omos outweights each of his opponents by their own weight, so really both Chosen and Flores will have to tire out the bigger man and try to keep him on his toes.
Yes, Georgie boy. For these two likely teammates, it'll be like climbing Mount Everest. Yes, it can be done, but it'll take time and great strategy. Georgie boy, you hit that. Chosen and Hector Flores will be up for this challenge. I mean, they have been known to be adversaries throughout their BCW days. Can they put all that behind them?
Chosen is going with the wrong strategy here, Mark. Attacking this Nigerian giant head-on is like a fly trying to fly through a brick wall. Omos is having his way here. Chosen needs to regroup to his corner and re-strategize with his partner if his ego will let him. But that will be hard, Mark. As I just said, Omos is having his way. And when a man of his size and height has his way, it's hard to break that momentum. Unless something drastic changes, I see Omos taking this match.
Talking of this match being over, let's see whether this pin will be the ending. And it's just a 1.5. But that pin was done to scare his opponent. Chosen needs to get his partner in. He's been beaten on since the bell tolled. Omos, with a giant-sized that's like coming from 6.5 feet in the air, but he's got to send shiver down the spinal column. Omos generally just threw his opponent with that body slam. Georgie boy, why did Omos bring Flores, the illegal partner, into the ring? Is this going to make his night that much harder now to win? Having both his opponents there at once? Like a tornado-style match?
I don't think so, Mark. I mean, as soon as Flores was brought in, he rolled out to the ringside. And as we see Omos with the lateral press, Omos is keeping on the pressure. Did you see that kick? What flexibility. Now, look at this like a father with his son. Omos easily muzzled up Chosen and dropped him from around 8 foot in the air, face first, with that military press slam.
Talking of effortless power, look at this, that massive hand around Chosen's throat. He can't even fight back as he's so out of it. Omos proceeds to lift his opponent and drop him with a choke slam from way up in the lights. Ouch! That should have been over, Georgie boy. What perseverance from the Japanese grappler. Showing heart.
The way it's going, Mark, I don't think either Chosen or Hector can get their gears going. The size and weight differences are too much to overcome. Look at this. Omos now has his opponent throttled and is about to drop him with that double-handed choke drop that he calls the tree slam. This must ease the end. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Omos has done it. No sweat on his brow. What do ever? Let's look at the highlights.
Georgie boy, it seemed with match was dominated by Omos's strength, power move after power move. He never really gave either of his opponents a chance to fight back.
This match, Mark, was a total mismatch. Neither of the light heavyweights really had any sort of chance. Yes, the explosive power, as you put it, Mark, was what gave Omos the win.
And our winner, Omos.
Most has got to be happy about this victory, Mark. It was pretty overwhelming.
Mr. Thornton, this man never looks happy. His demeanor never seems to change from determined. And that, to me, is one dangerous man with all that power. Will there be anyone to stop him?
Truth will ultimately prevail. But there's pain bringing it to light.
He calls himself the chairman of wrestling. Get it, chairman. Haha. But all joking aside, is this some kind of bipolar trouble?
Why bipolar, Georgie boy?
Well, Mark, it's only that Spears has never let all this like this get to him before. Spears is known as one of the top wrestlers of the last 20 plus years. He's never needed chair in the past to do his deeds.
Quite true. Adding to that, Mr. Thornton, he's never hidden behind masks. Never needed that mystery. Spears was always the wrestler who was in the business for the business. A wrestler that constantly gave his 110% when others may just gave 50%. But I guess sometimes, mate, a man needs to find these layers in his personally. Whether he needs any more layers or the mystery, some may call it evolution.
Whether he's wrestling like a wrestler should, or out to punish his opponent, at least we know, Mark, that we are going to get a great match. He never disappoints, whatsoever.
He wrestled throughout the indefinite scene of North America and made 3 separate trips to World Wrestling Entertainment and their developmental territories. He's won championship along the way as well. This bloke can wrestle anyone on any given night. I think we'll be in for a tight match with this man and his opponent.
Spears, he may look like a man possessed, but he is possessed on winning. It seems that these fans are ready. Are you ready, Mark? The energy in this auditorium is palpable. As we hear the music of the opponent, here he comes, one half of the Pure Tag Team Champions, alongside his partner, Chris Hero, Laudio Castagnoli. And what isn't there to say about this man, Mark?
This man here is notably one of the strongest wrestlers for his weight there is. Also, he's quite the technician. Let's get the ring introductions and get this match going. Here's Graham Montana.
Tonight's feature matchup is a one-fall contest and is set for a 20-minute time limit. Firstly, from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, weighing to 124 pounds, Sean Spears, and his opponent from Lucerne, Switzerland, and weighing to 132 pounds, Claudio Costagnoli.
Growing up with the European style, Castagnoli brought it over to the US. This man has trained in many different wrestling styles, from the British ground and pound style to the high-flying style of lucha libre, the European calf as catch-can style, and the North American style. He is quite the wrestling chameleon.
And we get a clean break from Castagnoli. This match is a true bout of two technicians trying to outdo one another. As we see from the start of this match, both men trying to overpower one another. There is that power you talked about earlier. Mark, Al, though these men are both evenly matched in height and weight, Spears has got to watch out for the freakish strength that Castagnoli possesses.
With that power, Georgie boy, comes quite the explosive offense that sure took Spears' head off. That there was the explosive offensive I was alluding to with that charging uppercut. The British love that style of uppercut. There's something he learned from the likes of Dave Taylor. Now on the attack, as Claudio grabs Spears, he drops him with that side salto suplex.
It looks like Castagnoli is feeding off the crowd here. He's revving up. If there's something you don't want, it's an amp-up Castagnoli, as he will probably start using that power that he has and chucking you around the ring like a 400-pound monster.
In his career, Georgie boy, Castagnoli has been known for lifting people like Paul Big Show White and Mark Henry. This man is so powerfully, it sometimes can be astonishing.
You're correct there, Mark, but speed. Look at this power, keeping the man vertical and continuously hitting those rib breakers. Both of these men are similar statues weight and height-wise, so this is true power. Spears is a cunning opponent, one you have to watch out for. You don't want to get on the wrong side of his technical proficiency, as it is second to none. With all that said, it looks like Mr. Spears is falling behind a little. No doubt he'll be back into this match in no time. It only takes one little mistake by your opponent.
It looks like Spears is trying to hit his own backbreaker, but what an escape. Now back in control with those strikes. Ouch, what a forearm strike that was. I think Castagnoli has lacerated his opponent.
No, not for the pin. Although I feel that Kichikawa instinctual from Spears, now showing his power, but again Castagnoli is ordered to escape that move and come through with a tackle to the knee. That is wise from Spears, taking the time to roll out and catch his breath. Try to form a plan to take the momentum away from Claudio Castagnoli. What is Spears setting up for? Whatever it was going to be, Castagnoli punched his way free. That surely would have been the pivotal moment in this match, if Spears would have hit that move on the outside. Castagnoli keeps up the pressure, knocking Spears' head against the ring apron. That's going to disorientate you. Both men trying for an Irish whip, and Claudio comes out on top, whipping Sean Spears back into the ring.
Muscled him up like a baby. What is this? What an interesting move there, Georgie boy. He calls that the Alpamere water slide, a type of side variant of the Death Alley driver. But Castagnoli hits it with such speed and force. What a move!
After that 2 and 3/4 count, both men back to their feet, and Claudio maintains the control, drilling Spears with a hard twisting power slam. What great rotation on that move. It just looked effortless. And another 2 count from the referee. Sean Spears is showing everyone of his monumental resiliency and his fabulous conditioning, being able to take moves that would leave the average man down for the count, just not doing enough to keep him down.
Claudio with the double leg tack over, now stepping through. This looks like a scorpion hold. Look at Spears writhe around in pain. Did you know that this move was innovated by none other than Carl Gotch? But lots of wrestlers have used different variations of it, from Bret Hart to Ron Garvin to Sting to Shawn Michaels, Rocky Miavia.
Overcoming that move, and Spears executes a quick kneeling backbreaker that stuns Castagnoli. The referee is executing a slow and methodical count here, only gets a 1. Now with his opponent back to his feet and then to his shoulders. Look at this move, ending with a facebuster on the knee. That's gotta hurt. Oh well, that was short-lived. Another bursting European uppercut from the Swiss man.
Spears shouldn't have balked the cycle of moves there. Now, the man who likes to be known as the Swiss Superman is in control again. Yet another Scorpion hold.
15
Look at
minutes
the
remaining.
intensity of that man trying to get his opponent to concede the fall by submission, as we just heard. 5 minutes have just elapsed, still plenty of time to obtain the final reaction. Now what's Claudio setting up here?
What desperation from Spears, who was able to escape that move, but finds himself on the other end of a massive clothesline from his opponent. Spears is really fighting hard for this match, like an underdog, but he really isn't the underdog.
Look at this impact, Claudio grabbing the leg and driving knees right to the inside of the thigh. Shades of Rye Flair. This move will really cause problem for you as the match progresses. Like we've said all night, once your base is compromised, you can't do much. How long has this man been in this abdominal stretch for? Spears somehow escapes the submission hold, mounting a small comeback, hitting a desperation running through neckbreaker, but telegraphing his next move. Claudio Albu blow to take advantage, rolling him up as the referee jumps to the pin. Just a 2 count. Did you see that? He let him out. Spears looked out of it. Was that a mistake by Castagnoli? Now, are we going to see that cradled inverted Matslam?
Not quite yet, but a similarly devastating move. Look at that airtime. And Spears was jacked in the jaw from that uppercut's trajectory. That must be the end mark. How did Spears kick out? And at 2 4/6.
That is going to frustrate the Swiss man. Take a look at this strength of deadlifting his opponent and dropping him in that power bomb. Not only that, hitting him with a quick rising knee. That must be it. As the referee getting into the pin and counts the shoulders down for 1, 2, 3. Castagnoli has done it. Of his frustration to co-out with the win. Let's get a referee to check on Spears' thought. Wow, that match, Georgie boy. Thought Claudio did keep in on Spears. Sean hung with his opponent till the very end.
Why as Mark? Sean Spears did put up a good fight. And at ties, I thought he was going to start a rally to win. But unfortunately, Satagnoli came out the victor. Let's get the off-field word for our winner.
And your winner, representing the Kings of Wrestling and Wrestling Society X, one half of the Pure Tag Team Champions, Claudio Castagnoli.
Here are both your Pure Tag Team champions, and Claudio sure looks dominant in that bout. Will there be any team to topple these two?